With all the craziness in this world, we are here to have open and honest conversations to help navigate our thoughts.
Sometimes we are right and sometimes we're wrong. But in the end, if we aren't learning, we aren't living.
This is Philip.
And this is Wes.
And we are
Two Bottles Deep.
Hello, Wes.
Hey, Phil.
How are you, babe?
I am great. It's good to be back.
It is
TBD
good to be
studio.
back. Happy whatever day it is.
Everybody listens, and it's like they were just there last week.
Right. Why is it always great? This sounds right.
It does. And time as we get older, it's like I feel like I haven't seen you in a lot. It's been a week.
It has been. I hear you've been hanging out at raucous locations lately. Just lots of craziness. Tell us what's the craziest thing you did this weekend?
I can't say that on the air.
Really?
Yeah. No, I'll tell you. No, last week, our buddy Mark invited me to, and you were going to go, but you had something to do. It was crazy. It was CMT Smashing Glass. So keep an eye out for it, y'all. CMT's doing this new series, and Smashing Glass is about honoring women in music who have paved the way. So there was this new performing arts center at Belmont University, and Tanya Tucker was there. It was the Thursday after she was inducted to the Country Music Hall of Fame. And on the other side, Patti LaBelle.
Oh, good old Patti. This is at Belmont?
This is at Belmont, that new beautiful performing arts center. You almost feel like you're at the symphony. They have the boxes, and you think like President Lincoln sitting there. It's like really fancy. I don't know why. Okay. I don't know why I said President Lincoln.
Same.
Then he got shot.
Yeah.
But I went through metal detectors. All that was safe. But it was so neat. They each, like Chris Jansen was there to sing a song, and then like some of Patti LaBelle's like R&B people sing songs for her. I didn't know any of them, but they were freaking awesome. Warren Treaty was there. So yeah, it was really neat. And then Mom and Dad were in town this weekend.
Woo-hoo.
Oh, it did get cray-cray. We went to a party at the Senior Citizen Center.
That's what I'm talking about right there. A party at the Senior Citizens.
Yes, our friend Barbara turned 85.
Happy birthday, Barbara.
Yes, and her daughter Sherry threw a surprise party. So people came from Knoxville and St. Louis and all over Central Tennessee. And we surprised her. There's probably 50 people there at the Senior Citizen Center. And we just partied.
It looked like fun. I was seeing the pictures on Facebook.
She was so excited. And then I got to see people I hadn't seen in a while through that old friend circle. And it was really, really fun.
Good.
So we got cray and Mom and Dad.
Did the police shut y'all down at a certain time? Or?
Yeah, there's I think 7 o'clock is shut down time
7
there.
p.m.
So, yeah,
Get out.
And I'm just infatuated with the Gilded Age show on HBO Max. And do you know, like the Astor balls and the Vanderbilt balls would start at like 10 or 11 p.m. and then they would eat dinner at midnight, and then they would have the kitchen staff serve breakfast at 6 a.m. The party was still going.
That's my kind of party right there.
Oh,
I don't know if I want to sit down dinner at midnight. Like, I love the idea of like some partying and then have a little food and then party the rest of the night. I'm good with that. But I don't want to sit down for a 4-course, tasting menu of pig.
And you're in course.
Right. Well, you wouldn't be.
Well, yeah, the women were in. They probably had an olive or something. I don't know what they ate. But it's crazy. I'm just love this show.
I got to start watching it. My family was talking about it this weekend. So to me, I put it up there with like The Crown, where I need explosions and things to keep me engaged. But I got to be better at that.
This has some controversy because I'm not going to ruin it, but there were gay people back then.
What?
Yeah. They had to keep it
shocking
society and marry wealthy women.
Yeah. That sounds awful.
They did. It's just crazy how similar our times are, but how different our times are.
If a super wealthy woman asks you though to marry, like I'm thinking through this right now. If let's say she's worth 40 billion.
Okay. Yes.
And I mean, I'm in.
Oh, yeah. It's called
I can love you.
Living quarters. I'll have the house in Newport. She can be on Fifth Avenue.
Yeah.
And I will send for you for tea. Philip.
Send you a postcard. I would totally marry her.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's funny back then. They did, like, the parents arranged everything. It's like these people were marrying people they didn't want to be with. And a lot of times the men, if they didn't come from money, but married a woman with money, the woman's dad set it up because only guys could inherit stuff. So if they had a daughter that was not eligible, aka ugly, they would marry her off to a man, and he would just be in there, and they would never see each other. Like they were married and never saw each other.
I love my parents unconditionally, but the thought of them like setting me up, I cannot imagine.
No,
I actually like to see if they could, who they would pick
that
for
would
me.
be a good episode.
Can you imagine if your parents picked a man for you?
I wouldn't even know where to start.
They wouldn't either.
It's like, well,
they're
it's
like,
a
he's a
guy.
man.
Yeah, he's breathing.
He's the first one we saw.
He's gay and you're gay.
Make it work. That's what we did.
Just don't tell me nothing about it.
Right. I want to see videos.
So what have you been doing?
Honey, last weekend we had Elena's my roommate. She's also a very good friend of mine. I don't know why I always justify that, but I feel like roommate makes it sound like she's not an important person in my life. So
gotcha.
She had 11 family members at my house staying for three nights, maybe 2 nights. So we had air mattresses here in the studio. We had to move everything out of the studio. We moved stuff from upstairs. So there's air mattresses everywhere, 15 people in the house. It was a combination of absolute chaos and so much fun. It was exhausting, but having young energy in the house was just very uplifting. And her family is so special. They're kind and considerate and said, thank you. There's nothing, thank you goes so far. Mm-hmm. That's really all I need to hear is thank you for letting me stay in your house, or thank you.
Appreciation.
And they were clean and cleaned up after themselves. And, so I think the most fun, her party was great. She did a Twisted Disney party. So we did, a costume party.
Neat photos, by the way.
Yeah. You would have died because it was, very Halloween-y. But the story that happened, so about 3 hours before the party, the air conditioner broke. So, and this particular Saturday was 82 degrees here in Nashville. We had 15 people in the house all day cooking and stuff. So you can imagine it was reading about 80 degrees on the thermometer inside the house. So people are dying.
Speaking of the Gilded Age, they had no air conditioner. So you were back in time.
I wish I had their money because I had called. I'm like, I had to get this emergency. Is it an electrician? Who do you call? Air heating electrician?
HVAC
yeah, I called that guy. And he shows up. The party starts at 6. He shows up at 6:40. So there's people in the house literally dying.
Dressed
at all sorts of like costumes and makeup, just pouring with sweat. I was so embarrassed. But the guy was great. But he walks up and he's like, I'm holding a flashlight out behind the house. And he's like, we need to go inside and check all the units. And I was like, I just want to let you know. Now, this gentleman, English was his second language. And so I was trying to like get him to understand. I said, we can go in, but there will be people that are in outfits that look crazy. And he was like, it's good. It's good.
But you're dressed up. So
No, I'm not dressed yet because I wanted to make sure. I knew it was important for Elena for me to get this fixed. So I wanted to be laser focused on this. So we go in and literally get to the top of the stairs and around the corner, and there's slutty Cinderella and and like Snow White and the Seven Whores, and like and he looks at me and I was like, I told you. He's like, it's good. It's good. He found many reasons to come back in the house after that. He's like, we need to recheck that unit.
He got it working.
Okay. But it was really fun. And then we went out on Broadway. The other part was fun. We dressed as minions. There was like 15 minions dressed and walking down Broadway. People loved it. So it was really fun. Screaming, la, 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 which I don't really know
what they do.
Yeah, they kept screaming it. And I just did it because it sounds fun. And then at the end of the night, I was like, what were we screaming? And the girl goes, banana.
You're like, la, la, la.
La, la, la. So anyway, it was a lot of fun.
I think a lot of tourists come in and dress up and go to Broadway. So I'm sure you saw everything down there.
Oh, there was great outfits.
My friends dressed up. They had big ice, like they were bags of ice. And then the one was holding a baby. They were ice baby.
Oh, I like that.
It was super cute. It was a husband and wife and just like a baby doll. It was so funny.
We had Not So Little Emo or Nemo, the Little Nemo, the movie.
Oh, the fish.
Yeah. He was not so little Nemo. So it was just this massive dude in a Nemo outfit. Super cute. I did like Cinderella. She was probation Cinderella. She had a probation bracelet on and she was handcuffed. And she was it's good. Although I was so excited about my outfit, I was zombie Peter Pan. But I guess I didn't look like that, even though I had on Peter Pan's outfit. One girl was like, "Oh my God, it's Rumpelstiltskin." I'm like, what?
I didn't watch a lot of Disney, so I saw the picture. So I didn't know. I'm like, Stacia, I don't know what you are.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know she had I don't know what she was.
Yeah.
Like a little skirt thing.
I thought, I don't know.
I didn't
was like,
get it.
Are you a hooker? Like,
real original, Stacia.
Right. You didn't dress up?
Costume party.
Are you changing when you get here?
But I wouldn't have got, and not to riff on her, I wouldn't have got anybody's.
No, it's true.
Well, kind of like that pop-up bar we went to. We posted that picture of us.
Oh, yeah.
The
Beetlejuice.
I've never, and then I was getting Beetlejuice and Scissorhands mixed up.
Oh,
Who's
yeah.
the Scissorhand guy?
Edward.
He wasn't in Beetlejuice. I thought Beetlejuice.
I don't remember.
Sharp things.
I don't. No, it's not.
Sharp.
I don't want to talk intelligently about it, but it's been years.
Well, I'm glad you had a great Halloween.
Yes, I'm glad you went to the senior citizens home.
I wonder why I'm single.
Yeah.
I don't go to costume parties. I do not like to have fun. Catch me this Saturday night at the Senior Citizen Center in Donaldson.
Well, speaking of single, we have a kind of unique episode today.
I'm glad we saved these.
Yeah.
I'm super, super stoked.
So one of our best listened to episodes is always our mailbag episodes. And it's where you guys write in and ask questions or berate us for things. And over the last few months, Wes and I have been saving some of these emails that deal specifically with a topic that Wes and I are experts at.
Yeah,
just
you want to know.
Experts. Yeah, and who better? It's going to be about dating, right?
Yeah, it's dating.
All about dating. And who better to talk about dating than two guys who literally cannot date?
Ding, ding, ding. I love your arrangements.
Yeah, I worked on that all morning.
You should work at the symphony too.
Yeah, I'll call them.
Dear Two Bottles Deep, I've enjoyed listening to your trials and tribulations when it comes to dating. It's good to hear that it's just as much of a challenge for you guys as it is for all of your listeners. My question for you both is, how long after dating would you recommend getting off the apps? And also, is that a conversation that you think each person needs to have, or should it be when the person feels ready? For context, I had been seeing this guy for 4 weeks now, and I'm ready to get off the apps, but I'm afraid if I bring it up, he will think that I'm ready to become super serious and I'll scare him off. I need your advice. That was in all caps. Mark. And Mark's not far from here, up in Kentucky.
Oh, Mark in Kentucky. Yes,
State.
Mark, thank you for reaching out. That's a tough one. I'm at a point now where I don't think there's any rules in dating other than like be nice. Like, I don't think there is an absolute when you should get off the apps. I think it depends on how old the people are, where you are in life. Do you use apps?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there should be
changed for you that time frame or rule.
All right. This is going to be a little bit of a long answer, but for me, I use dating apps. Like Grindr is a app. It can be for dating. It can be for hookups. It can be for all sorts of stuff. So, but there's a lot of people that use Grindr as a chat option too. Like there are people on Grindr that if I ever get on there, I can chat with. I know it's not about sex, but it's like, hey, what's up? You know, it's just a chat option, really.
I remember when Grindr came out, I was living in Austin, and people would message their friends on there, be like, hey, you going to the club? And they're like, text me.
Yeah.
Don't hit me up on Grindr. It's like, hey, boo, want to grab dinner? No, that you have my number.
Yeah.
Text
and these people we're talking to are like out of town people. I will text you. I don't need to hit you up on Grindr. But like for Tinder and stuff, if I go on a first date with somebody, my first thought is not get off everything. I think it's a conversation that you need to have with the person. But I don't think bringing it up should be an indication of that you want it to be serious. It's just that your intentions are that you are thinking more about this relationship.
Right. So and be open to a conversation without taking it too seriously. So if Mark, to answer your question, how long after dating someone would you recommend getting off the apps? Mine, 4 weeks, I think he said.
Yeah, he's been in for 4 weeks. Yeah.
That, I think, to me, that's too soon to get off the apps. And if I am on like Hinged or whatever app, like I don't expect somebody, if we've been out 3 or 4, 5, 6 times, to have that conversation yet. Now, back in the day, I asked you if it changed because mine has changed. Mine was like 3 dates. Wow, it's going great. I'm going to see where this goes. Delete everything. But then it doesn't go well after a couple months. And then you're having to redo a profile and all that. So I think if you've matched with someone in your maturity level or you're in the same season of life, you may both want to delete them after 2 dates or 4 weeks. And other people are like, you know what? Yeah, I'm enjoying dating. Great. You're dating, Phil. Yeah, I'm dating. Great. Let's just keep this going and see where it goes. And hopefully it naturally works out and have that adult conversation without.
Yeah. But I don't think it's
serious.
I don't think it should be an issue either. If you and I were dating and you were like, hey, Philip, I'm getting off the apps. I shouldn't feel pressure to get off the apps.
Exactly.
I should be able to say, okay.
Well, and I come from a mind frame. If I tell someone, if I meet someone, I'm getting off the apps and then you stay on them, that's you, not me.
Yeah.
I still want to impress you and hopefully you do for me. But again, that's a forceful thing I don't want to do.
Yeah.
My very first boyfriend in 2011, we met on match.com and we had the conversation 4 months in. And there were a lot of dates and it just kind of come up. I'm like, hey, I deleted that. He's like, oh, I did too. And I think he deleted his like 2 months before, but everything was going so well. And now we didn't have all the apps that we have today, but everything was going so well. And it just naturally
made sense to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. But I didn't want to, Mark, I didn't want to bring it up because I didn't want to sound too serious at that point. So that's definitely a valid concern. But I think you'll know if you know his personality.
Sure. And also, let's say you get off Tinder, you're still going to show up unless you delete Tinder completely. Like, I didn't realize this. I was dating a guy and I was off the apps, meaning I deleted them from my phone.
Oh, you didn't log in and delete?
I didn't actually delete. I didn't think, I thought if it was deleted off my phone, then I would not show up on Tinder.
Oh.
But he made a comment. He's like, well, a friend saw you on Tinder. And I'm like, but I'm not on Tinder. You can check my phone. And he looked at my phone. I'm like, I don't have Tinder. He's like, but you're still on there. I'm like, oh, do you want me to go log back in, re-download, log in, delete my profile?
You know what's great now is you can go in and hide your profile.
What?
Which, you can go in and hide. That way you don't show up on, maybe it's like you don't show up on new searches. But you may still show up to people you've chatted with, so he would still think you're on there because he could see your chat history. But you can suspend your profiles without deleting it and to start all over.
Yeah.
At times we do have to start all over, Mark, right? So
sure,
4 weeks is great. Hopefully it goes well for y'all. And I wouldn't get off the apps, but it's what's happening between you two is really what's going to decide it. If you guys are all in, and I mean, it doesn't take long to recreate a profile.
Yeah.
So if you're all in and you both have decided that, absolutely. But I think too, if you bring it up and he thinks you think that he'll be scared off, then I don't think he's the right one. I think if you bring it up, I think it should be a conversation as calm as this one and be like, oh, I don't think I'm ready, but if you want to, but let's still see each other 3 nights a week. Let's see where this goes.
Well, I'm a big believer too. If you present something in a dramatic way, you'll get a dramatic response. So if you and I were dating and I'm like, Wes, I have something very serious to talk to you about tonight at dinner, and like build it up to this big thing versus how you said, just like, oh yeah, hey, I deleted the apps, not pressuring you to do it. I'm just letting you know, I want to focus on this. Yeah. That's it.
Perfect.
And leave it open.
And if I was in that right headspace and I felt like you were the right one, I'd be like, yeah, I'll get off there.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. I did get dumped at City House one night over pizza. It's the place they put
in person or
in person. Yeah.
Did you finish the pizza?
Yeah, we had pizza and he's like, we need to talk. And I'm like, can we do like dessert first? Because I know where this is going. It was years ago.
You ordered 7 desserts.
4 months. Just kept going.
You know what? I'll do another round of the chocolate chip.
We did order the pizza and they're like, would you like a hard-boiled egg or an egg on that? Yeah. And I'm like, no, it's pizza. I don't. There's an egg. I think that's just an easy $5 upcharge.
Oh, it's like avocado.
Oh, yeah.
Piece of toast is 40 cents. Avocado toast, $13. It's very strange to me.
Damn half avocado. Well, thanks, Mark.
Mark, thank you so much. We appreciate it. All right. Here's our intro to question number 2.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Philip and Wes. I know this may make it sound like I'm a sex worker.
I'm all in.
Let's get the music down. Let me start over. I know this may sound like I'm a sex worker, but I'm not. I just enjoy exploring, and I'm always safe about it. I recently hooked up with a guy who was visiting Nashville, and so I met him at his hotel. I stayed with him for the night and had a great time. But when I left the next morning, I realized that they had a free continental breakfast for guests.
Yes.
So I stopped and had breakfast. The guy I hooked up with saw me eating and acted all weird and said that it wasn't for me. So here's my question. Would you have stayed for the free breakfast? Hungry in Nashville, Lucas.
Oh, Lucas.
Absolutely.
Yes. 100 percentile. Yes.
Are you kidding? You did the work. You spent the night.
You were a patron of that hotel.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You've done it. I think even if you go there, do the hookup and leave, and they're still serving breakfast and you were there 43 minutes, do it. Like, have the oatmeal, grab a banana on the way out.
Well, I would recommend, though, Lucas, is do a walkthrough of the continental breakfast first and just see. I mean, there's some I've been down and I'm like, no, that's no way.
Yeah.
It's like, the little plastic things with the cereal in it that you have to pull. And it's like non-frosted flakes, the low budget Rice Krispies, and the milk's been out for 2 hours.
Yeah.
I'm like, probably not. But then there's some you get to and you're like, I'm sorry, is someone making omelets here?
The Drury Inn. They have a good one.
Do they?
Yeah, they have a really
There's
good
a guy
one.
like slicing. Like, I'm like, really?
This is free?
I'll get two. Can I get a to-go box?
I guess a room's like $800 a night here. So
yeah, Lucas, I would also recommend just hooking up in that hotel. Like, you could just become a regular.
You know what? Try a few out, Lucas.
Yeah.
Try a few out. Sometimes they have the little cereal boxes to go. So maybe, Luke, you can just grab one. I would stay for the breakfast. Absolutely. May or may not have done it. I would stay.
I'd make a joke to the guy too. If he made a comment to me, I'd be like, well, I put in the work.
You'd be like, hey, Larry,
I'm exhausted.
Join me. Yeah. I think that's awesome.
Good for you, Lucas. Bro. Yeah. Write us and let us know. Did you stay for breakfast?
Yeah. Was it the Drury Inn?
Yeah, right.
On Korean Vets Boulevard. We did. I was in Houston for work once, and we stayed at Drury Inn. I'll tell you what, those things, they have really upped their games.
Really?
So I don't know Fairfield.
I know the name's familiar, but I don't know if I've stayed at Fairfield. But all right, thank you, Lucas. We appreciate that you're hungry in Nashville.
Yes.
All right, here we go.
Oh, hey guys. That's how it starts.
Yeah.
Do you think it's cheating to think about someone else while you're having sex with your partner? I've been with my husband for 10 years now, and sex is good, but I'm definitely more adventurous than he is. I have also realized that I have a pretty vivid imagination and catch myself thinking of other people, celebrities, guys I saw at the gym, the guys from 2 Bottles Deep. I'm assuming he didn't put that in here. Is that cheating? ? Oh, Sabrina from my home state of Illinois.
Sabrina, I was thinking this was
straight people.
Yeah,
I love it.
Okay, Sabrina,
jumping in the
vivid
game.
imagination, Sabrina.
It's not cheating.
No, I mean, if it's cheating, everybody is a cheater.
Yeah, because you're gonna think of like Superman or.
There are moments that I am laser focused, and then there are times when I am nowhere near where we are mentally. I'm just and it's not necessarily because I'm not into you. I mean, everybody needs something to get aroused or to finish or whatever. I mean, it's true.
I mean, you got to get down to breakfast, right?
Right. Yeah. If you look at the same face every day for 40 years, every once in a while, maybe you need somebody else's face to think about.
So to answer the question, you say, is that cheating?
No.
Okay. And I agree with you. I don't think that's cheating, emotionally cheating, nothing. But, you have a partner sometimes that one of my exes, like the mental thought never left him, like ever. And then there's been another partner where it did vary. So I think it depends on you have more of that adventurous personality and he's not. I don't think you need to talk about it. Maybe Sabrina, you're one of those that are like, okay, I have a confession. I have to, I never would.
I wasn't thinking about you in the last 30 minutes.
That's a long time.
Right.
But no, I mean, I don't think it's anything you need to talk about. You did your thing. You've been married 10 years. Sounds like a great marriage.
It sounds like she's worried about
And
it.
she's worried about it. Yeah, he may not even think about it.
He's probably thinking about the neighbor too.
Yeah, Carol next door.
Yeah, or Randall.
Amazing banana nut bread, I'm sure.
Oh, she does.
Every Carol does. But yeah, I think it just depends. I need more detail on this one.
Yeah, and tell us about your vivid imagination. What if it's something just so basic?
So the more adventurous line in here, does she want to role play? Does she want to bring a third in?
Oh, she's saying he's vanilla, she's adventurous.
She's more adventurous. So
that's a good point. Sabrina, you need to sit down with your husband and let him know. Don't tell him that you're thinking about other men or women, but tell him that you want to be more adventurous. And then maybe you wouldn't be thinking about other men. Boom.
Here's what just crossed my mind.
Oh gosh. Is it about the Gilded Age?
Tammy Wynette, 1970.
Oh,
no, does she scream out the wrong name?
I think she would have mentioned that.
Have you?
Okay, I don't scream. Are you screaming names out?
Okay, scream. Have you declared the wrong name? I declare
the Baron Felix Amadeus and Venutin von Geigen. Sorry, Larry. I got the names wrong.
Yes, absolutely.
You've screamed out the wrong name.
Screaming is a
Give me an
strong word.
example.
I've declared the wrong name.
Like what? Like
I didn't.
Larry. That's when you come up with a pet name.
You're 4 Matts. So if his name is not Matt, there is a 95.5% I will probably say a wrong name. I don't scream though. This is a lot. I did have a guy uncomfortable.
Why?
I don't know why that makes me uncomfortable to talk about that on the air.
This isn't the air.
Well, it's going to be on YouTube. Or where are we out at? Apple. It's on the Apple Wave.
Do you even know where you are? The Apple Wave?
Because they have the circle.
Okay. No, I was going to say I did have a guy cry one time.
Wait. Do you feel comfortable going into
I'll talk about anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't anything crazy either. It was like somebody I had been dating for a little bit, and at the ending of that session, if you will, I was like, "Are you crying?"
Oh.
And he was like, I mean, this sounds like I'm going to be bragging on myself here.
Emotionally,
but he's just like, I just felt such a connection with you.
Oh.
And I was like,
did you feel it?
I'm like, I'm not crying.
You're like, oh, it's cute.
Tell me your name. But then I got in my head, I was like, I mean, I enjoyed it, but I was thinking about other stuff probably.
So did he want more?
Probably.
What happened after that?
He broke up with me. Well, I did say to him that I wasn't into it as much as he was, and that people take that really personally. I could have maybe said it differently, but there's no easy way to say I'm not into this other than saying directly. I think. I mean, I'm not going to be like, I've got so much going on in my life. I'm so busy. No,
thank you.
I'm not into
this
for
doing that. People could call me anything in the book, and I'm like, great, I have the answer. You got to take that feeling out of it, because we're not all. You're not going to show up to a date and then always be into someone. Let's be real, and you're really good at that. And I hope a lot of people. I've learned a lot from you on that for sure.
I always brag that I made somebody cry,
and then you leave it right there.
Like, no feedback.
There's some suspense there. You got to leave that hanging.
All right.
Thanks, Sabrina.
Yeah, thank you, Sabrina. And let us know how that goes, letting him know that you need to be more adventurous. All right. You ready for your 4th?
Scream it out.
Dating question. Oh. Yeehaw.
Oh, Music City, USA.
All right. Here we go. Guys, I need your advice. I absolutely love the guy that I'm dating. We are good on almost every aspect of the dating world. The only issue is that he is a bad kisser. I'm a big fan of making out, but it's really kind of a turnoff when I kiss him. He can be sort of sensitive about things, so I'm worried that if I bring it up, it will hurt his feelings or make him not want to be with me. So, what should I do? Marcus in Texas.
I'm so glad you're happy, Marcus. I hope it keeps going so.
Yeah, I hate that you have
So
the
great.
determined about somebody
Yeah.
kissing you all the time, Marcus.
Yeah, everybody just email in how happy they are.
Yeah.
It'd be great.
Everything's perfect except one little thing.
No, honestly, Marcus, all kidding aside, um,
Tell him.
if you're a bad kisser, but maybe you can teach him. If he is not a good learner on kissing, it's got to end. Because that's one thing where if they just like stick their tongue out.
Oh, if it's like species tonguing you.
I've not went out with people again because of that. So if that helps, Marcus, I would say no. Because if that is your connection, that's like a love language, right? Touch, feel,
physical touch,
or words of affirmation. If they're not a words of affirmation person and you are, you got to call it quits. If he's not a good kisser, and have a conversation and say, hey, to your point, I don't want to hurt your feelings.
Yeah,
let's work on this. And if he can't learn that, which I think that's a learnable skill,
absolutely,
or teachable skill.
I mean, no one sat me down to taught me how to kiss. Nobody.
You just gotta.
And I have kissed a pillow before to try to like simulate. Like I remember as a kid, like, I mean, I wasn't like 4. Sorry, Mom, I can't clean the house. I got to make out in my bedroom with my pillow. You know what I've done before, and this actually works really well. Let me give you a piece of advice from an older gay guy. Make a game out of it. I have said before, all right, let's have a kissing contest. I want you to give me what you consider the best kiss you could ever give. And then I'm going to give you mine, and then we're going to rate them, and then we're going to do some feedback, and then we're going to do another game. Like we just kept making this
is it like an odd number of people so there's no tie?
No, it's just 2 people.
Oh,
this is not a fucking
never.
What kind of party are you going to?
Well, like you always have
like
to have
a kissing party.
You have to have a tiebreaker. You can't have like 2 people.
It's not a real competition. It's just
at the Marriott this weekend, the Make Out Festival. Watch that happen on Valentine's Day. Sorry, my brain went somewhere else.
There has to be an even number of people.
It's kind of like It's
Let
kind of
me
like
start
when you
over.
go to the chili cook-off and you vote for the chilies. You need multiple people that were going to vote for you.
Yeah, but let me start over so you understand this. It's okay. It's just me and you. Okay. Let's say I don't think you can kiss well.
Okay.
And I would be like, hey, let's have some fun. Let's have a kissing contest. You and me. You give me your number, your best kiss. I'll give you my best kiss. And then we can kind of be fun and rate it. And even if it's a 2, you don't rate it a 2. You rate it a little lower and you say, all right, do it again. And this time do it with less tongue and more of this. And then we do the kissing contest again. God. And then the joke I had with this guy was like, when we both a 10, then we can stop. And then we would practice. And there was one point,
brilliant.
I mean, I'm sure I was a 10 really soon.
You won.
I got definitely the championship. So, Marcus, I would say start a kissing contest.
Yeah, that is. I'm so flabbergasted.
Yeah,
that is brilliant.
Well, you were still in the kissing party that you want to go to with 10 men. No, 11 men.
And I want to. Yeah. Odd number.
In your mind, were you going to kiss all these men?
Yeah, and then there's like a bucket, and whoever has the most quarters.
Bucket. Please host this party. Please. Hey, you're cordially invited to a kissing party at Wes's new home.
I will send my valet. So, but are you okay? So when you receive the kiss, sorry, Marcus, I hope you're getting your money's worth. Well, it's an email. It's free. But but are you just like sitting there?
What did you just do?
Like, so if it's your turn to kiss, so say Marcus is like,
hold on, let me kiss you.
We disappear from the screen.
No.
So
no, I want if I said I was going to give you my number, then. Don't just sit there. You're not a statue.
Yeah, I can't like have the tongue in the back of my throat. Like my tongue's got to be doing something to yours.
Yeah, but I mean, like you're not trying to win right now. You're just letting me kiss you. Because
this is Marcus. I am so glad you emailed in. This is great.
It's a fun game. I do the softest kiss, do the hardest kiss, do the weirdest kiss, and it's just it makes light of a situation.
Kissing is the gateway, like.
To what?
To like spiritual connection, like emotional love connection. That is if there's no kissing, you're out. Like you can.
If I see that on somebody's profile, not into making out, I shoot them. I just cannot.
Then I block, report, and delete.
Yeah, no, making out is like top 3.
Marcus in Texas.
Marcus, have a
Yes.
kissing contest and
I was
invite Wes. He
I know I was
clearly
just
wants
in
to.
Austin. I could have drove over, Mark.
You really could
I
have.
was so close.
All right. Our last dating email. Goodness, I've learned a lot about Wes today. All right.
How many people are going to be there?
Here we go.
Oh, Phil, this one says, I have listened to every single episode and feel like you both are friends of mine.
Good job on that one. Every
Yes,
single
thank
episode.
you. Yeah, this is Zion. He says, they say, I would love for y'all to come to South Carolina. I do declare. I added that. No, I added that.
I do declare.
I promise I'll show you a good time. I think it's crazy that you guys aren't in relationships. You seem like great catches. When it comes to dating, what's the worst or strangest dating advice you have ever seen?
Got it.
Zion in Charleston. I love Charleston.
First of all, I love the name Zion.
I've never heard of that name.
I haven't either. It wasn't.
There's a town next to my hometown called Mount Zion.
I'm almost positive there's a gay bar I've been to called Zion. Hold up. I don't know why I need to do this.
So as you're looking that up, I'm going to repeat the question because I already forgot it. When it comes to dating, what's the strangest dating advice you have ever seen?
Okay. It's not a gay bar.
About that. I don't know what that means, this question.
This dating advice in general, mine that I immediately thought of was when people say to me, don't worry about it that you're single now. It'll happen when you least expect it.
Yeah.
I'm always expecting it.
Yeah.
I assume I'm going to be in a relationship. How do I not expect it?
I would like for us to walk into Tribe one day and just be like, we're not expecting anything to happen.
No one look at me. No one make out with me.
It's kind of like The Office. I declare bankruptcy. Michael, you just can't yell. No, I declared it. Mine, I am in this moment. It's similar to that. It's the season of life because I say it a lot now, but before I never believed it. Now, similar to the question earlier about dating apps, I would have been like, okay, been 2 dates. Let's go off the apps. Now it's the season of life I'm in of just taking it slow. I have no control whether he likes me or not.
Yeah.
So just kind of, what did they say? Let the season happen or let the process happen.
Yeah.
Which is similar to kind of what you said. It's just, I don't have control of those people. I can only be the best version of me. And if they don't call, they're not ghosting me. They're just not interested. So
the other one I hate is you'll know when you know. What that means to me is that I should expect some big moment when I'm dating to be like, this is it. I think for most people, it just kind of happens. You don't have you may feel something, but no, to me, know when you know is there's a moment that it happens. I slowly, it's like slowly boiling a frog. You slowly introduce them into the water.
How many times have you boiled frogs? I'm calling PETA.
That's fine. Right now. We used to frog gig as a kid. We'd go down to the pond. My brother would hold the flashlight, and
then you would stick it.
No, we used a gun, a BB gun, and we'd pelt him in the head, and then come back and eat frog legs. But we wouldn't necessarily. So the idea is the reason you say boiling a frog is you put the frog in cold water and then slowly turn the heat up. So the idea here is as I'm dating somebody, I'm slowly getting interested in them. There's not one big flashpoint that's whoa, they're the one for me. It's I like them. I know that I like them, but I don't know if I know that they're the one.
I think so I'm going to spin off this a little bit. I think there is a feeling because there are people that I chat with. I'm like, I just get a really good feeling.
Yeah.
And then you can chat with 20 other people and not have that feeling. But when you have that feeling, I think it's actually genuine. I don't think we listen to ourselves enough, or I'm scared of commitment, but I've had that feeling. So I do think there's a moment.
I agree. But do you have that feeling when you know you want to date them, or is that the feeling of I want to be with them forever? Because I have feeling after one date, I'm like, yeah, I feel something.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's forever because of the commitment issue, but I can see, I'm like, wow, I would only talk to this person for 3 weeks to see how it goes.
Okay. I see what you mean.
Get off the apps.
Yeah.
Or the matchmaker.
I
Like,
just
if she
think,
calls, I'll be on a jet.
yeah, I don't know.
You
I just
know?
don't think like it's weird. I get annoyed when married people give me dating advice because I'm like, I get it. You
Yeah.
figured it out one time. You
Yeah.
got it right once,
But
and you're probably not happy.
well, and they have probably, a lot of our friends have been married before apps. So
Yeah, that's
I mean,
true.
they've never done the app thing, because you can talk to a lot of people on apps and be like, well, I get a really good feeling, get a really good feeling, get a really good feeling.
Right.
But there's times where the app game is strong, right? There's a lot of people, it's a tourist city, but sometimes you just like really connect. You're like, wow, we're having really great conversations. So yeah, I believe there's time, but I
if
don't
somebody
know.
asks you, Wes, give me some dating. I can't find anybody. Give me some dating advice.
Be realistic is my dating advice.
And tell me,
That's
say
very,
more.
very broad. So not walking into a bar and expecting everybody to talk to you is the same thing as saying, God, nobody talks to me on the apps. Like, you can't walk into Tribe or Play or Rain or OCH and be like, no, everybody, no one talks to me. And I hear people say that all the time. And it's like, you're not talking to them. So maybe they actually want to talk to you, and you're both bullheaded enough to be like, well, they're clicky. Well, maybe they're looking at you thinking you're clicky. So everything that you're internalizing is pretty much a product of yourself or your imagination.
Yeah.
So, and if you go up to someone, be okay to be turned down. Be
Right.
okay to be like, oh, I just want to be friends, or yeah, I have a boyfriend, and like, take that and then just talk to them and be nice, because you never know who you'll meet through them. I think so many people will, like, if I would come up to you at a bar and you're like, oh, I'm not looking to date or whatever, like, then I would go the other way. I think so many people are like, oh, no way, you have a boyfriend, great, what's his name? Y'all come here a lot. Are you from here? We've met so many people out, like, especially when we used to go out a lot. It's like people are so nice in Nashville. Yeah, because we see someone standing alone, we're like, come over here. And then you always have the best questions. What would you do with $40 in Thailand? They're not expecting that, right?
They're like, what?
And then they're like, Nashville people are so nice, but then you don't know who you're going to meet through those people. So I think relax and kind of have that no expectations. Too many expectations out there.
Absolutely.
It's just lower.
And be
real.
I like that. Be realistic.
Enjoy that moment. That moment may lead to coffee. That may lead, I don't know, it leads to a hookup, or it leads to a friendship, or it may lead to marriage. Two of my friends have been married 35 years, and they met on Craigslist back in the day. There was a moment they met. They were both in the Navy, and in San Diego or somewhere. Craigslist was the only, that and gay.com, and they have been together ever since. So y'all, it can happen.
You remember you used Craigslist, didn't you?
I didn't know, because we had gay.com then.
Oh,
that's when I was like discreet in college.
Craigslist was absurd. You would have to
misconnections. I looked on there.
M for M. You would have to get on there, post, get the email to confirm it. Like, it was a process. There was no quickness to it. Like, you had to settle in for a few hours. Then you just have to, I kept refreshing my email, like, any minute, any minute, any minute.
It's kind of like when we had to wait like 30 minutes for a downloaded song, and we thought that was great. And now it's
dialing up to the internet.
Yeah.
Remember how loud it used to be?
I would never search for that I would always go to the library, which now that I know a little bit about IT stuff, it's like, they had my login. They always knew. But at the fraternity house, I would never Google that.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm like, somebody walk in the study, and there I am.
Who's been looking at porno?
Yeah, faggot.
Come on now.
Totally would have been. But this was fun. I'm glad we
thank you, Zion,
for that.
We appreciate you, Zion, for writing in. And I'd love to see a picture of Zion. I have a feeling he's attractive.
It's just the bluest eyes, chiseled jaw.
Definitely chiseled jaw.
Yeah, beard.
Zion, send us a picture, please. I'm not desperate. All right. Well, we appreciate you guys writing in. If you've got any other comments or questions, please feel free to reach out to us.
If you have better advice. We could use it, y'all.
Absolutely. Yeah, if you've got any advice for Wes and his kissing party, I'm clearly on the invite
Anybody
list.
wants to join.
Yeah, if you want to join, we need 11 others or 12.
9
we need 9. Yeah.
I couldn't kiss you though.
I mean,
I just, because
for $5,000.
Oh, I kiss you for $5,000.
500
for 50.
50. Damn, I must look good. Hold on, let me check. Ooh, I see myself.
We've had those mailbags of, why aren't we dating? You're like a brother. And
yeah.
It's like, I'm like, I don't know if I could kiss you and Jason or Stacia You know how guys sometimes make out with their gal pals? I could not kiss Stacia. I love you, Stacia. I just couldn't make out with her. I don't.
Sorry, Stacia, if you're hearing my voice.
And seeing your face.
That's awful. No,
gay men make out with women, and I just don't.
I don't have a desire to make out with women. No, I mean, I could kiss you, I guess. I don't have a desire.
Would you make out with Omar, your best friend, Omar? No money on the line.
I mean,
sober.
He's in a relationship, so
okay. He's sober. He's sober. He's single.
No.
Yeah, I don't see. That's how I feel.
We got this for a long time where people are like, I don't understand why y'all don't date. I do not see him. I see him in a completely different way.
Yeah.
As just a loving human that I want to be around. That's it. I don't have any sexual attraction to him.
Do you think we do that too much? It's like, oh, I see those two together. Why aren't they dating? I see those two. It's like, can't we just have friendships?
I see people. I'm like, why aren't they dating me? Like, why are they dating? Why can't they date me?
That one should date.
Right.
Date me,
I could be poly or what's it called?
Was that a three-way?
No, poly means you're open to multiple. A throuple is a three-way.
Oh, gotcha. Poly. So you're bringing other people in. Yeah, those kissing parties would be great.
I think the rule should be you can't be a throuple. There could be no throuples until everybody's at least a couple.
Yeah.
Once everybody in the world is coupled up, you can become a throuple.
I'm that one. I was always picked last for dodgeball and kickball. I was just like, all right, I'm the leftover. I was.
I guess I'll be on both your teams.
But you know what? Now I'm like the third pick for badminton.
Yeah.
So, badminton. Oh my God, pickleball. Why did they say badminton?
When did you play badminton?
I do.
And is it badminton or minton?
Mitten, like a kitten.
You
like
sure?
A mitten. Anyway, on pickleball next week, I'm gonna look that one up.
Real quick.
Badminton. Mitton. Mitten.
Nope. Badminton. BADMINTON.
Oh God, I've been smelling it for years.
Oh, hand me that badminton.
I'm from Illinois, so badminton. You reckon we ought to play? All right, keep the emails coming.
Yeah, if you want to reach out to us, 2bottlesdeep@gmail.com or on our Instagram. We appreciate you guys listening. I hope you have a great week.
Have a great week, Phil.
Babe, invite me over to your new place.
Yes, come on over. We'll have tea on the terrace.
That sounds awful.
All right. I'll give you vodka on the terrace.
Oh, I'm all in. I'll be there in a minute.
Let's go.
Bye, babe.
Bye, y'all.
Thanks for listening to another great episode of 2 Bottles Deep.
Don't forget to give us a 5-star rating wherever you get your podcast.
And while you're at it, write us a fabulous review.
Please reach out to us on our email, 2bottlesdeep@gmail.com.
There is plenty of love in this world. Be a part of it.